Tonight, tick season is getting worse. Can managing deer help? FDA committee unanimously recommends first mRNA flu vaccine. Tennessee pharmacies sell potent ivermectin, led by anti-vaccine doctor who's taken bucket loads, Stat Plus, up and down the ladder. The latest comings and goings and opinion, Stat Plus. The real work for making dramatic gains against pancreatic cancer is just beginning. We start with tick season is getting worse. Can managing deer help? Tick season is getting worse. Can managing deer help? Tick season is getting worse. Can managing deer help? In 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Virginia Barbati moved with her family to Martha's Vineyard full-time. It's an idyllic beach island off the coast of Massachusetts, a summer retreat for presidents from Ulysses S. Grant to Barack Obama. In the evenings, around dinnertime, deer roamed Barbati's yard. "That was really exciting for us when we first moved here," Barbati says. "It felt like we were connecting with nature and the outdoors." Fast forward a few years and Barbati's feelings have changed. Knowing that there are thousands of ticks potentially on a deer as they're walking through your yard, and they're dropping and moving them across the landscape, it really starts to shift perspective. She's now director of a nonprofit, started in December 2025, called Tick-Free Martha's Vineyard. Barbati's island haven is plagued with ticks, small arachnid parasites that live in the grass and woods, hitch rides on roaming animals, and drink their blood. When some types of ticks bite humans, they can provoke life-threatening allergies to red meat. Others can transmit bacteria that cause Lyme or other diseases. Want the latest? FDA committee unanimously recommends first mRNA flu vaccine. FDA committee unanimously recommends first mRNA flu vaccine. FDA committee unanimously recommends first mRNA flu vaccine. The Food and Drug Administration's top vaccine advisory committee voted Thursday to recommend an mRNA influenza vaccine. It's the first flu vaccine that uses the same technology as COVID-19 shots. STEVEINSKEP, host. A Food and Drug Administration committee endorsed the first flu vaccine that uses mRNA technology. NPR health correspondent Rob Stein has the story. Rob Stein, byline, mRNA technology was both glorified and vilified during the pandemic. But the important FDA committee voted unanimously in favor of the new mRNA flu vaccine, concluding that it may have some big advantages over traditional vaccines. The Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee voted that the benefits of the new mRNA flu vaccine outweigh any risks for adults age 50 and older. Dr. Flor Munoz-Rivas is on the committee. She's an infectious disease expert at the Baylor College of Medicine. Flor Munoz-Rivas. The studies that were presented today were very well conducted. They have very clear results that are very robust in terms of demonstrating that additional efficacy. Tennessee pharmacies sell potent ivermectin, led by anti-vaccine doctor who's taken bucket loads. The drug is now marketed and sold across the state in roadside shops and small-town strip malls with little oversight from health authorities. Highway billboards advertise ivermectin as available without a prescription in Tennessee, while dozens of pharmacies offer highly concentrated pills, sometimes at 10 or 20 times the potency of a standard tablet. Ivermectin is a Nobel Prize-winning, generally safe drug approved by the FDA for treating parasitic diseases in humans, which can generally be done with a single dose of 3 or 4 prescription-strength tablets. It is also used as a dewormer for horses and other livestock. Its popularity surged during the pandemic as fringe doctors and anti-vaccine activists promoted it as a treatment for COVID. Clinical trials have shown that ivermectin is not effective against COVID. Nonetheless, it has since become a symbol of resistance against the medical establishment among conservatives and followers of the Make America Healthy Again movement, championed by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. Timothy Caulfield, a professor at the University of Alberta who studies health misinformation, said ivermectin became an idiot. Stat Plus up and down the ladder, the latest comings and goings. Hired someone new and exciting, promoted a rising star, finally solved that hard-to-fill spot. Share the news with us and we'll share it with others. That's right. Send us your changes and we'll find a home for them. Don't be shy. Everyone wants to know who is coming and going. And here is our regular feature in which we highlight a different person each week. This time around, we note that Protego Biopharma hired Yi Kim as Chief Medical Officer. Previously, he held the same roles at Septerna and Design Therapeutics, but all work and no play can make for a dull Chief Medical Officer. This article is exclusive to Stat Plus subscribers. Unlock this article. plus in-depth analysis, newsletters, premium events, and news alerts. Already have an account? Log in. Opinion, Stat Plus. The real work for making dramatic gains against pancreatic cancer is just beginning. On May 31, at the American Society of Clinical Oncology, ASCO, meeting in Chicago, an international study co-led by a UCLA research team reported that patients with pancreatic cancer who took the drug daraxonrasib lived substantially longer, for an average of 13.2 months, compared with 6.6 to 6.7 months for patients who had chemotherapy alone. This is welcome news, and in anticipation of these results, the FDA, just a month earlier, announced it was granting early access to the drug for selected patients who had failed guideline-directed treatments for this lethal malignancy. Widespread media coverage of this regulatory pivot in drug access highlights the intense, enduring interest among the general public, as well as in the scientific and medical communities, for identifying treatments that can move the survival needle lethal for complex, heterogeneous malignancies, thereby derailing effective treatment, especially when only single drugs are deployed to improve clinical outcomes. This article is exclusive to Stat Plus subscribers. Unlock this article, plus in-depth analysis, newsletters, premium events, and news alerts. Already have an account? Log in. This is the online version of ADA. That's all for this news briefing. Thanks for listening.